Right now at noon, a man who robbed a gas station is still on the run.
And it's been a chilly day for us, but a very clear day for us as well. We're going to talk about what we're expecting for the rest of today and the upcoming weekend coming up.
And the Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin is showing more signs of improvement. We'll have the latest.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A gas station in Wheaton, Missouri was robbed at gunpoint early this morning. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Carrie Worthen. A man armed with a handgun walked into a fast trip at 221 West Santee Street just after 12:45 a.m. He got out of a black passenger car wearing a mask and glasses and armed with a handgun. He demanded money from a cashier and fled the store with an undisclosed amount of money and headed north on Missouri Highway 86 in his vehicle. No one was injured. Authorities want anyone with any information to contact the Wheaton Police Department or the Berry County Non-Emergency Line. Family, friends, and supporters gather at Carthage High School as some area National Guard members prepare to head overseas. The 294th Engineer Company will deploy to the Horn of Africa. Their mission will be to conduct construction projects. The National Guard cannot comment on specifics about the deployment, but did say they will be there through the fall and the winter of 2023.
I have every bit of confidence in my command team and my platoon sergeants, my team leaders, everyone. And I know that this is a really big moment for a lot of people, and I'm proud to go and represent the Missouri National Guard and the United States Army over in Africa.
It's a tradition during the ceremony. The oldest soldier in the unit will be in charge of carrying the American flag throughout the deployment and returning it safely, and the youngest soldier will do the same thing with the Missouri state flag. Now let's go to Chris with a look at your weather.
Yeah, it's a little bit on the chilly side again for us out there, but as you can see on 7th and Range Line, not a cloud in the sky. Absolutely gorgeous, even though, again, it's chilly and a bit breezy. I-44 and Range Line, MoDOT camera there, looking really good as well, as we've got clear roads, and that's how it's going to stay for a little bit. So let's take a look at what our normals are supposed to be. 44 is our normal high. And guess what? That's actually our forecast for today. Normal low, though, is 25, and we are going to be a bit above that, but not by much. So there's some differences here. So we got 44 Chanute, 45 Parsons, Chitopa, Miami, 42 right now in Joplin, 41 in Carthage, and 39 in Lamar, Nevada. Now with that breeze that we're still dealing with, it does make it feel a little bit cooler. 30 in Iola, 37 Parsons, feels like 32 in Lamar, and 31 in Nevada. Now for today, we're not looking too bad. Again, an expected high in Joplin of about 44 degrees, and you saw most of us hovering right around the mid-40s today, and we're not going to do a lot of warming from there. We're going to be 42 by 2, 39 by 5, and down to 34 by 8 o'clock tonight, but we'll hold on to mostly clear skies as we head through the evening hours. And of course, to stay ahead of the latest storms or anything, or just check the latest forecast when you're not by your TV, you can scan that QR code right there, or go to your favorite app store and just search for the KOAM Skywatch Weather app. It's like having the entire KOAM Skywatch Weather team in the palm of your hand wherever you go, so make sure you take time to download it. We are watching some rain chances moving into this weekend. We'll talk about that in the full forecast here in a few minutes.
A state of emergency is in effect as a powerful storm pounds California. 2 deaths are already being blamed on the storm, including a toddler. The system, which is known as the atmospheric river, brings with a strong wind and nearly a foot of rain in the spots and knocked out power to nearly 200,000 homes and businesses. Jonathan Vigilante reports from Wilton, California.
The damage has already begun across the Bay Area and Central Coast, and for at least one family overnight, heartbreak.
We had a fatality up there of a minor.
The town of Occidental's fire chief, Ron Lunardi, described the events following a tree falling on the mobile home of a family of 3, killing a toddler.
When I first arrived on scene, a frantic father came out of the house holding the child, and he said, "My child's not breathing."
Lunardi went on to say paramedics were unable to revive the child. This night also saw rescues across the area, including a crew saving this man from the fast-running Los Gatos Creek in San Jose.
We anticipate that this may be one of the most challenging and impactful series of storms to touch down in California in the last 5 years.
Authorities are warning residents to stay indoors and off the roads unless ordered to evacuate.
They just said that we have to leave.
And for good reason. Following last weekend's storm, late yesterday, we witnessed one man discover his sister's car submerged in a Sacramento County vineyard. He told us he'd been searching for her for the past 3 days. Emergency crews arrived and recovered her body. At least 3 deaths have been linked to the holiday deluge.
With the saturation of the water, it's not going to take much to overwhelm communities.
And here in Wilton, California, the region receiving the equivalent of 1 month's worth of rain in less than 24 hours. The water here already flooding, expected to rise as the day carries on. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Wilton, California.
Parts of the Central Coast could see up to 10 inches of rain. The coffin of Pope Benedict XVI has been put in its final resting place. The wooden lid on the outermost coffin is decorated with a simple metal cross, the emblem of his nearly 8-year-long tenure, and then inscripted Latin nothing how long he lived. It also records the date of his tenure and ended when he went into retirement. The Vatican says that the public will be able to visit Benedict's tomb, but not before next week to allow for the work to be completed. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon. The Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin is showing more signs of improvement. We'll have the latest. And later, we're making cheeseburger salad in a jar in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin, who collapsed on the field and went into cardiac arrest during Monday's game against the Cincinnati Bengals, remains hospitalized in critical condition. His teammate Kiara Elam tweeted Thursday that Hamlin was doing better, awake, and showing more signs of improvement. As NFL players continue to rally behind the 24-year-old, Charlie DeMar spoke to a former athlete who suffered a similar injury.
When we suit up, we know we can risk injury, but we're never thinking life and death.
The shock of Damar Hamlin's sudden collapse was still palpable across the NFL Wednesday.
It's been tough to sleep the past couple nights.
Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett played with Hamlin in college.
He's like family to me, and guys around the league are all checking in on each other, making sure everyone's okay.
Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow was on the field when Hamlin went into cardiac arrest.
That hit happens on every play of every single game, and so that's the scary part about it.
You could see he was in serious distress.
Chris Pronger is a Hall of Fame hockey player, and for him, seeing Hamlin collapse brought back a difficult memory. In 1998, Pronger collapsed on the ice during a playoff game after he was hit in the chest with a puck.
Pronger could be hurting here, guys.
Pronger was unconscious for about 20 seconds, spent one night in the hospital, and was back on the ice 4 days later.
When you did wake up, what was that like for you emotionally, mentally, knowing that your heart had stopped?
Well, it took me a while to figure that out. I really didn't know what happened.
Hamlin, on the other hand, has spent 3 nights in the ICU and had to be resuscitated once, according to a family spokesperson. Pronger said it's hard to account for accidents like these, but important to evaluate player safety when they happen.
After my incident in Detroit, they moved the doctors closer to the benches. In one-off situations, you got to learn from those and then try to figure out, is there anything we're missing?
NFL executives say they are still considering whether or not to reschedule Monday night's game. So far, the entire slate of games this weekend, including the Buffalo Bills game against the New England Patriots on Sunday, has not been delayed. Charlie DeMar, CBS News, Cincinnati.
Still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
The salads we're making today will certainly shake things up. Join us as we show you how this new trend is stacking up.
But first, we're tracking some rain chances as we head into the weekend. We'll break that all down coming up. We've got another chilly day for us across the area and a little bit on the breezy side as well. But again, considering it's still winter and it's still January, things could be a lot worse. Take a look at 7th and Rangeline. You can see how clear the sky is. Look how pretty that looks out there. Absolutely gorgeous. Plentiful sunshine. You can see the same thing from the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Rangeline. More than enough sun to get by. Unfortunately, though, if you're driving, you're definitely going to need your shades. All right, current conditions in Joplin. 42 is where we're at. Feeling like 34 with that west wind at 16, gusting to 26. So it's going to remain gusty as we head through the afternoon, but it'll start to calm down a little bit later. Got 39 Iola, 44 Chinook, 45 Parsons, Chitopa, Miami, 43 Neosho, Anderson, and we're at 41 in Carthage. And you factor in that breeze that we've got, does make it feel a little bit colder, like 30 in Iola, 33 Fort Scott, 37 in Commerce, 33 Carthage, and feels like freezing in Lamar this afternoon. Now, we're still on track for a high in Joplin of about 44 degrees. You can see most of us are going to reach about the mid-40s today. So, again, temperature-wise, it's not a bad day. It's actually fairly close to normal. We'll hold on to mostly clear skies as we head through the afternoon and into the evening. And if you're planning an evening out, you'll want to bundle up. Temperatures will gradually drop back down to about 33 by 11 tonight. But we'll hold on to those mostly clear skies, maybe an extra cloud or two out there, but otherwise not bad. And as you can see, the wind starts to calm down as well. So picking up where we left off at 11, we'll continue to fall back, eventually down to a low of 32 degrees. And as we head into the overnight hours, we're looking at those partly cloudy skies across the area. So again, not too bad, but this low is actually above average by about 8 degrees or so. Heading into the weekend, we've got a weak cold front coming in on Saturday, and that's going to bring in some morning shower chances primarily in our northern counties. And looking at some of the computer estimates for rainfall, yeah, not even a tenth of an inch out of this. This is going to be isolated. It's going to be limited. We'll make it up to 50, but then as we get on the backside of this system, temperatures will fall, but it's not an Arctic blast or anything like that. It's a gradual drop off, and we'll make it down to 33 Saturday night, then back up to 46 on Sunday. Outside of the rain chances, we're going to be mostly cloudy both of those days. So let's take a look at the future track as we head into Saturday. So for the rest of this afternoon, clouds to our east, clouds to the west, and here we are stuck in the middle with the sun. So not a bad setup at all. Now as we head into tomorrow, temperatures still not too bad, and we'll start to see more cloud cover build in. We'll start to see more mostly cloudy skies, but still dealing with a southerly breeze. That's why we're going to stay a pinch warm. And you see this spin as it starts to rotate on through. It's a low pressure system with that weak cold front. And here we are at 6 a.m. Saturday with some of those rain showers off to our east. And then in our northern counties, we're talking roughly Highway 54, maybe as far south as Highway 126 and points north. And these are going to be brief. They're not going to last very long, and then they will clear on out of here. Wintry weather appears on this, but thankfully it stays to our north in the Kansas City metro area. So we're up to 48 tomorrow. We get through the weekend. Not bad. And then check out the beginning of next week. We're topping off 15 degrees or so above normal as we kick off the next work week. And skies won't be too bad either. And as we look at the longer range, we got another system coming in next Thursday. Could bring us some shower chances in the morning and makes it a bit cooler, down to 48 for the high. But after that kicks out of here, we're back to the mid-50s. So for the most part, majority of our days in the next week or so, we're going to have temperatures about 10 to 15 degrees above normal for our highs. And our overnight lows, as you can see, stay above freezing. So we're looking at overnight lows that are going to be roughly 5 to 10 degrees above normal. So yeah, it's chilly. Yeah, we're going to have some cold overnights, but could be a lot colder, should be a lot colder. I want to remind folks, it's still January, it's still winter. Enjoy these mild temperatures while we have them, because you know Mother Nature at some point is going to come up and say, oh shoot, I forgot it's winter in the 4 states, and she's going to probably let loose on us again soon.
Yeah, I was just about to say, with these temperatures and then beginning of January, none of us can be complaining right now.
No, it's pretty good so far. We've got it pretty good right now.
But we do live in the 4 states, so we have to remember that.
Yes, we do. We do indeed.
All right, thank you, Chris. We take this time to honor today's 4-state hero. Veteran Warren Ailes served in the U.S. Army from 1951 to 1953. The Pineville, Missouri native was stationed in South Korea. To veteran Warren Ailes, we thank you, our 4-state hero. Today we're going to shake things up a bit with this easy on-the-go salad. Howard shows us how to make cheeseburger salad in a jar in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Let me introduce you to a new trend that's spreading like wildfire. It's salads made in a jar. The idea behind them is we can make them ahead of time. This way, they're always ready to grab and go. So let me show you how easy it is to throw together this cheeseburger salad in a jar. The first thing we do is pour our dressing in a wide-mouth quart-sized canning jar. And remember, always put the dressing on the bottom so the veggies don't get soggy. On top of that goes a few cherry tomatoes that we've cut in half, followed by layers of chopped pickles, red onion, and shredded cheddar cheese. Now, to make this taste like a cheeseburger, we add a layer of ground beef that we've browned with ketchup and mustard. We finish this off with some lettuce, put the top on, and into the fridge it goes until we're ready to chow down. There you have it, layer after layer of what tastes like a cheeseburger in the form of a new trendy salad. And the options are endless. As a matter of fact, if you want the recipe for our chef salad in a jar, the Greek mason jar salad, and our cheeseburger salad in a jar, all you have to do is go to our website. Let me tell you, these are fun. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a trendy
and delicious
way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
All right, heading up to 44 today, 48 tomorrow. Weak cold front Saturday brings us some shower chances in our northern counties, making it up to 50 down to 33. 46 Sunday. And then look at the start of next week as we are 10 to 15 degrees above average. 55 Monday, 51 on Tuesday, and up to 52 by next Wednesday. It's not bad at all.
Not bad.
All right, Dal, what we have coming up at 5?
A whole lot of 5 starters. This is really interesting. Some of the brightest minds come together at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. From a device that allows dogs to talk to new high-tech cars, Sony and Honda are teaming up with a new vehicle, and BMW has a concept car that can talk to the owner. Plus, Miami School District breaks ground for 2 new projects. One addition will give more space for student athletes, and a new medical clinic in Joplin focuses on patients aged 65 and older. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's all coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right here back at 5 o'clock.